Okay, and away we go. Let's see if it's actually going to connect all the way through. It is. That's awesome. Put my hand up right here to see a little hand. So we're going to be streaming Napoleon Total War today. This is part of the Total War ERAS Clash, and the idea is that there's no winner. It's technically just teams, and it's me and Lionheart playing the History Boys, which means I've definitely got to win. It's playing for bragging rights, and I'll be darned if I'm going to lose to anybody I actually know. Problem, Napoleon has a really active multiplayer scene. If you can see right here, when we go into the game, it's 9:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, and there's actually people playing, which is pretty rare for an older historical Total War game, it feels like. So I'm excited to see who we're actually going to run into today, because there should be some pretty cool stuff here. You'll notice there's a lot of kind of interesting, zero artillery, 4 lights, things like that. There's a lot of people with opinions on how they want it to go. Skill rating, I am not a 4-star. I went back and looked at it because I was really curious, what are my hours that I've actually put into Napoleon? About 40, it turns out, with about 100 into Empire. And though I feel like I was decent at the game, I started looking at strategies last night, and yeah, really outclassed when it comes to this one, because there's a lot of nuance to this game. So I'm actually going to host a battle, and there are certain rules we have to abide by if we're going to play in the ERAS Clash. I'll be playing my matches tomorrow against... oh goodness, who am I playing against? I just messaged them. I'm going to be playing against... I think Andy's Takes, is that right? Let's see. Yep, Andy's Take. Right, so I'll be playing against Andy's Take, which is fun. So I have got to get ready to do that. Hello there, Gergo Kakas. You are indeed first. All right. So general rules are you have to switch a faction every time. The places you can do are Austrian Pinnacles is the second map. First map is the Homestead, which I hate as a map, and I'm going to show you why in a couple seconds here. Funds are large, unit size is large, weather, morning, fine. Game name, and by the way, if any of you have Napoleon installed right now and want to hop on, please do. It's fun to fight against people. The limits are 5 light, 3 arty, or 1 grand battery. Only restrictions they gave us for the most part. So you can do some really fun stuff with that, hopefully. I'm just going to host a battle, because honestly, there's enough people playing, I think I might be able to make it work. So the thing that's really weird about Napoleon is, even though they're just like a bunch of guys standing there with guns, each faction obviously has their strengths. So Austria is better at skirmishing, is my understanding, with some pretty good Lancer cavalry attached to it. Prussia, same sort of thing, with cheaper units that are good light infantry, but not quite as good on the cannon. Great Britain has exceptional infantry, not as many Lancer options, but good heavy cavalry. France is sort of good at everything, and the Ottomans have a really fun strategy I actually want to try out, because I tried it yesterday. I was talking with Lionheart, because he's played this a bit more. He's actually the one, I think, hosting the stream, so he can watch me fail and comment on it live as I use and fail to use his strategy. But they're one of the few factions with dedicated melee infantry. So back in old Empire days, you could go through and have dedicated melee guys. This one you have to switch between the two, but obviously they're very cheap here. I haven't used barely any of my funds. And the other advantage of the Ottomans is they have really, really good cavalry. Much higher charge bonus than basically anybody else. And so I'm going to back off now and then add in 4 of these guys. I still have way too much money, which tells me this is not going to work. All right, so we will take out 1, 2, 3 of these guys, drop in some. So these are going to be equipped in the European fashion. I actually do like skirmishers in this game. 2, 3. Still got money left over. Cool. I like Grenadiers. A lot of people don't like Grenadiers, apparently, in multiplayer. The Grenadiers are really... You'll notice the unit count makes a big difference in this game. Top right-hand corner of the unit card, it says 90 as opposed to the normal, 120. And there's so many bullets flying in this one that the more people you have, the better. So if we're taking buildings, that's great. Otherwise, it's just not. So, let's see. Line infantry. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, that's the thing, is that's not what they specialize in, right? So it's sort of useless to actually purchase that for them. I don't know, man. That's where I start running into problems. I mean, I just give him some veterancy. That's always the easiest thing to do. You know. Boom! Everybody now works slightly better. Yeah, it's funny. I was looking at the stats. It's 13, 10, 8, 7, thinking that veterancy would really make a difference in this game. And I'm sure it does. It doesn't show the stats right here, though. So, a little harder to figure out if they're actually going to be useful or not. But we'll try it out. Hopefully someone will drop in here in a second. Otherwise, I'll have to go back and do a skirmish versus the AI, which, you know, it's AI. It's not nearly as complicated as players. But yeah, this is a melee only in a gunpowder game, which is a really weird thing to do, but it sort of throws the enemy off, is what I've found. It's hard to know how to like kind of counter that. Oh, nice! Hey, somebody did join, and I don't know how to open chat in this game. Is it right here? No, he left. No, he ran away. My army saw Ottomans. He was like, no, forget this. I refuse. I'll click ready, I guess. Maybe someone else will join and immediately run away. That was kind of funny. The fear factor that comes to me with my 1-star rating. If you guys can't hear anything or there's any problems over there, let me know. I'm going to put a poll up really quick. I'm really curious what you guys think is the best faction. So, best faction. You know, what's your favorite faction in Napoleon here? Okay, don't know how to do that here. So, obviously the UK, France. I'm just going to put the biggies on here because Lord knows that there are a number of factions in this one's. Ottomans. So, obviously Austria, and then, but those are the three that I really know. Russia apparently is in here as well. They actually specialize in really, really cheap infantry, which is kind of curious. Can you do wave attacks at people? So I'd be really curious how that works out. Well, you know what? We're giving them 3 minutes right here. Come on, folks. This is one of the easier ones to download, by the way. I think it's like 12 gigs. It's very small. Nope, no, I don't think people are going to bite. Okay, that's fine. So there's an optional third battle in the ERAS class. You can do 2 land battles, and then we can go and do a naval battle for the fourth one, or the third one. And I really want to do naval battles, because this is one of the few games that does it well, frankly. So, you know, I'm really curious to get in there and play a naval battle, because I don't think a lot of people have seen naval battles. You know, I'm just going to have to do an AI battle, apparently. I'll let you guys finish installing over there, and hopefully someone will be able to join us in a second. Play a battle, play a land battle, play it on Homestead, because I'm sure that's the one we're going to be able to do it on. Time limit, yeah, continue. So, yeah, I'll show you the Ottoman one I was messing around with earlier, just to give you concept. Everyone seems to agree, this is based on, like, 15-year-old or 10-year-old internet forums, which is sort of a hilarious way of going about things, but that's where the information is. That, generally speaking, everyone says go with the 1-star general. It's just, even though they give you buffs and increasing amounts of buffs, they're such a cost sink, it's really not worth it in this game. They're just sort of backup heavy calorie. 2, 3, 4. I still want to do the 4 heavy horse guards. And what if we give horse guards veterancy? Can we max out their veterancy and do it that way? Just like make some uber horses right here. Yeah, I like this idea. Oh, I like this idea. I'm going to put in 2 irregular skirmishers just to give myself a screen instead. I think that should work. So we'll go in here, pull down some veterancy just a little bit. And you'll see what I mean about the irregulars and all that in a moment. So skirmishers. Yep, that's good. So this one, they're sort of like velites in the older Rome games. It's funny, I'm much more comfortable with melee-focused games because that's what I've always played previously. But this one is all gunpowder and artillery, so I got to get over that pretty fast. But they work about the same way, in that your infantry is now basically, your line infantry from other games. Your artillery is sort of like the ranged units, the extreme ranged units. And, yeah, it's not all one-to-one, though, obviously. One thing they did say, though, is that if at all possible, if you are playing, only the front line fires in this game, and they don't fire through each other. So they said, try and put it as a two-person line. A question I have, though, is that's a really unwieldy way to walk, and people marched in column historically. And I do wonder if people move faster and they march in column. So I'm actually going to leave this guy in column formation, just sort of to see what happens here. It's kind of an experiment, because this doesn't really matter, right? And I've got my cavalry on both sides right there, which are pretty beefy. So that should help us out. Okay.
Units fight defensively. Try to maintain
right. Through, go forward right there. Get our skirmishers up fast as possible. Skirmishers can also drop down spikes, which is pretty cool in this game. So the faster they get up to the front, the faster they can create an obstacle for people. You need to stop talking. And cavalry obviously is useful because you can... Yeah, okay, I was saying I want him to walk as well, so we'll see if they'll outpace everybody else. Cavalry is useful here because you can get around the back of their cannons and things like that. But it looks like he may have brought... Okay, yep, so you can see they're rolling up their guns. So they have heavy emplacement guns, which you have to place sort of at the back, but they're very weak. And you have carriage-mounted guns, which are drug behind the horse, and you sort of move them forward as fast as you can there. Hussars are the best. Denmark is the best. Yeah, it's funny. I don't think there's any bad options in this game, and it really is based on, what do you like to play? There was a survey I heard about recently where Total War did a poll, and they found that generally people played whatever it was is their home nation. Like 75% of players just did that. So it was one of those that what you play is directly related to where you live. And people tend to play the same factions over and over and over again. It's just kind of hilarious. So if you are a Danish, shockingly, you might play Denmark in this game. Sabaton just started playing in the background. It's funny, I don't listen to Sabaton personally. Heavy metal's never quite been my scene, but obviously everybody in the historical community does, so it's always there. I'm aware of it. And no, these guys don't seem to be walking any faster at all, which is interesting to discover there. Alright, come on. I want you guys up there. Lickety split. Where are you guys? Oh man, you guys are way slow. That's fine. But Sabaton's actually coming to... I live in Atlanta, and they're coming to Atlanta in the very near future. So all my ad stuff is like, oh, clearly you must like Sabaton. Come watch Sabaton in Atlanta, because people are always talking about Sabaton in my Discord and stuff like that. It's just kind of funny. I need to get you closer. That did not go out well. Yeah, this is not landing the way I wanted it to at all. These guys are way too slow. Yep. Alright, I'm going to get you guys around back there. So you can hold down Shift and Q commands. So it's like go here, then go there. You hold Shift. In later Total Wars, you can just sort of draw by holding down the Alt button. How do you cancel an order? You right-click to cancel orders here. Right, but in this one, you have to Q commands. And make a line of them ready to go. So that cavalry is winning. That's good.
Sir, our general is under attack.
Yeah, but he is. In fact, I'm going to put him in even more danger. Yeah, so beastly cavalry definitely seems to help here. All right, so these guys are heavy, so we're going to take out that cannon. While that's going on, you guys are going to come around here and slam right into the back of these guys. Let's see. So yeah, his whole line's having to sort of move to meet my guys here, which is the point. And yeah, this is just masses of troops. This is not a good strategy at all. I'm aware of that. It's just, it's effective from a brute force method sort of perspective. But for a first game, that's definitely one that it works, though not probably for the reasons it's supposed to. All right, yeah, but they charge into those skirmishers. Nice job, guys. And you guys come over here and take these guys out while we're at it. And you come over here, right into the back of these guys now. That's what that cavalry's for, right? Everyone's been held in place pretty well. You'll notice the light infantry guys are doing a great job sort of wailing on everybody in the meantime. So I'm taking huge damage. But, you know, if the cavalry can get in there, which they can, that's good. But they have a high charge, so we back them back out again. J does not cycle charge in this game, like the later Total Wars. You have to actually manually do that, which makes sense. All right, everybody's, yep, good choices. These guys may charge without orders, because I certainly did not tell them to do that.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, I think our general might be dead. Yep, heroic death. Yeah, these the gunpowder games like this are tremendous fun, and I think everyone wants to see an Empire 2 game coming up. It's funny because the era from, what is it, 1650, 1700 onwards to about 1900 is such a very different style of gameplay to any other style of historical Total War game. And when it comes to miniatures, oh man, these are Highland foot. Yeah, it's not going to be a great thing to charge into. Like I said, excellent infantry from Great Britain there. But, and it's funny, I didn't do anything right there. I just sort of let them go into melee, right? But because it's so many melee guys, it sort of works in the end. Like, you wouldn't think it does, and yet we turned away. We were clearly being completely useless. I'm talking to you the entire time, and it still won. So I'm going to keep that one in my back pocket, because that worked far better than it should have. And it's such a cheap, like, it's not really cheap. That's not fair. I mean, I knew what I was doing. I made sure to get melee-only guys, screen them behind the hills for as long as possible, and then pounce on them with the cavalry support. But, yeah, so that's a melee-only army, which is a viable option in Napoleon. Total War Empires 2. That would be so cool if it was. Is it you said this to sound really quiet. Is it the mic that's quiet, or is it the game that's quiet? Because I can boost the mic. I can boost either one of them, really. Doesn't matter. I shouldn't have done that. I should have hit in battle. I hate when I do that. Close victory. All right, so I always like looking at unit statistics as you find out really who's making the... Both are quiet. Huh. Okay. Should be able to fix that. You're going through OBS. Don't stream a lot, obviously. I've got little kids at home, so it doesn't come up as much. Thankfully, my daughter's in daycare at the moment. So, all right. So I'm bouncing around -10 on audio input. Audio output capture, we can bump up a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to be able to do as far as boosting that one. Desktop audio. I mean, I can just try speaking up a little. It sounds weird to say it that way, but I'll just try and talk a little louder. Yeah, I don't want to mess with a lot of the stream settings just because if it screws up, the whole thing crashes and it, messes up. So we don't want to do that. All right. Okay, well, cool. The background will be slightly louder now, so you get some... All right, so let's take the Silthar Guard, obviously. 109, 65, 75. Really clutch cavalry with not a lot of losses, also. General guys, just pretty solid numbers across the board, really. I mean, they punched their weight. I wanted to see how the skirmishers did. And that's the thing. So if these guys are all getting 46, these guys get 25, it comes down to the question, is it worth it? Well, I mean, it causes a problem that people have to address that's not the same as the regular problem. But I do wonder if, like, replacing both these guys with just another unit of cavalry or something like that would be a better move. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough call and stuff like that. So, going back into multiplayer for a couple seconds. Hopefully one of you guys has downloaded it or someone will pop on. Total War Online, obviously, super available due to battle list right here. That one's unlocked. It's going to join? No uni. Unicorns. Yeah, somebody's saying that's something for Russia. 4 lights, 4 cav. Classic land battle. Let's just join the battle. Like a high. Yeah, it's a bad connection. Let's try it anyway. Let's see what happens here. Do they just let me in? Oh, yeah, fun. Okay. All right, so let's do some Great Britain, and we'll do basic guy, and then load up on infantry to start with, just because I know line infantry are always solid. There's never a problem with just line infantry. That's a weird bug, by the way. So when you're clicking on people, it instantly resets, which is sort of annoying. All right, so can't afford all the line infantry. That's really interesting. Okay, so I definitely want at least one cannon. Okay, horse artillery. 2 things of horse. Let's do 3 things of horse artillery. And I do some Coldstream Guards because they inspire, and then maybe a foot militia. Just you know what? No, let's just cancel do and do 2 foot militia, 3 foot militia. There we go. So it actually fills it out that way. All right, run with it. Oh, now we're waiting. Okay. Yeah, I think somebody over there is going to have to swap sides, kids. That's how this works, right? Someone said, Mr. Black Attack, I realized the thumbnail was a joke. We should probably consider taking the footage, all this, and making a montage to South Park and Team America. Montage! When you gotta show the passage of time, but you don't have a lot of time. A lot of you gotta show a lot of progress, but you don't. Yeah, it's a classic South Park line that was originally from Team America. Which, fun fact, first date I ever went on with my wife. We went to go see a concert. Concert wasn't very good, so we ended up watching Team America World Police in the lobby because it was playing above the bar. I'd never seen that film before, and I watched it like half hearing everything in that film. I was like, this film is nuts. The puppet scene is hilarious. I used to teach film and video, obviously big movie buff because of that. And invite friends. How do you message? Is it tab? Nope, I think they removed messaging from all past Total War games. They did because of the recent stuff passed in the EU. You have to be able to monitor it and stuff like that, so they just removed it. So I can't tell people, hey, switch teams, noobs. Great, the puppet stuff in South Park. So one of the reasons the puppet stuff is so grotesque is that there's an adult scene involving puppets. It was a way to see if I was dropped from the game. I'm ready to go, but I'm the problem here. 2 normal, 1v2, 3 art, no rocket. Yeah, let's do that one. What did I say? 3 art, no rockets. What? 3 art, no rockets. Okay, yeah. All right, that's still fun. I should be able to do it really quick. If he tells me I got it wrong, I'm sure he'll just kick me, so what does it matter? Okay, general staff. What do we say? Line infantry. Ugh. I hate that. Wish it would stop doing that. So the game was getting... The movie was getting completely panned by the censors. So like, no, you can't do that. You really just can't do that. And so they figured out that they made that one scene so grotesque, so the censors sort of skipped to that part every time and just kept looking at it and used that as sort of the barometer for what they can and can't do. And yeah, it worked, obviously. They ended up getting it a lot more through than you would expect. I love the Dragoons. Any kind of heavy cavalry in these games are fantastically fun. You know, I hate to do it one short, but we're going to do it that way because I like that the best. All right. And so it was a way to sort of get around the censors, where they started ignoring the rest of the film because that part of the film was so bad by comparison. It just completely, NC-17 unwatchable. All right. Battle deployment. I should actually deploy and do something useful here. Oh, it's that ridge. Okay, so I'm going to put you in the dead center to support the middle. And then you should be on the far right. Probably not that far right. Some horses right there. And then again. So, I mean, that's the goal there, is we need to get up onto that ridge as fast as possible. Okay. Real battle here, folks. Don't get nervous. I actually don't know if my Battles with Monsters Abound made it into the final ERAS clash. I recorded them. I hope I still have the recording. I want to see if I can find them. Because our battles were silly. The first time, I took, as close as I could, an actual balanced army, right? And realized that he was not going to be doing that. It was meme armies through and through. And one of the things that he took against me is he found that if you took Eastern Peasant Light Infantry, which are universally recognized as probably the worst unit in the game, and you completely upgrade them, like you give them max experience, you give them max chevrons, you give them max everything, that completely turns them, it takes up all the money you have. Right, so something that's really weird in this game is you actually kind of have to go down to ground level, otherwise you cannot see what the actual layout of the land is here. All right, so this should be good, right? So right here, we gotta go all the way to the edge of that lip, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so come on, you guys, right here. All right, come on. All right, come on. Run! Why are you not running? This is not a situation to dally, my men. Okay, come on. Yeah, we're about to crest this ridge, though, and that's gonna cause serious problems if he manages to actually mass this stuff. All right, come on. Those guys are getting drilled. Yeah, come on, get back there. All right, come on, and you guys need to unlimber. Great stuff. Unlimber, awesome. Oh, he's just gonna sit there and camp. That's fine. Let's make him move. Right, that's what I'm here to do, is make him move, make him react. Alright, don't let him do what he wants to do. Okay. I think we can do a barrage down there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not after your infantry, bud. I'm after... Ah, yeah, they're completely wiped out. That sucks. He's gonna just sit there. Okay. That's fine. I mean, he's allowed to do that, right? No, you gotta go to work. Yeah. To be fair, I think most people have to go to work. This is... I'm in a really lucky position where I can be at home with my kids and do stuff like this and have a lot of fun with it, so... I guess they finally came over here, but it did disrupt his cavalry, which was the main thing I was going for. It got his cannons down. It's alright. Yeah, huh? These guys are starting to come online. You guys need to get out of the way. Just trust me on that one, kiddos. You do not want to get... Yep. Exactly that. That's what I didn't want to have happen.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I didn't make it all the way down there. That's fine. You know what? No, let's not. You guys need to run. You're gonna get shot again. Yeah, the controls on this one are a little weird. You notice there's wheel, increase, decrease, and it really changes how people move. These battles generally just last longer because of that. There's a sort of a weirdness, like almost like a floatiness to them. I mean, it's weird to kind of compare them to naval combat, but that is the other sort of aspect of this game, and it's, you know, taking the time to really let your guys get into position and do what they need to do. Really hoped I would be able to use something a little more effective than this. You know what? He doesn't have that anymore, so I can unlimber this, put them right there, and just wail into him if I got this right. Let's find out if that's true or not. I Actually, that's a pretty good position. I'm fine keeping that right there. Cannons. It still has one cannon active. Come on, guys. What's going on? Oh, yeah. They're still. It take forever to mount.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah. Put him way over here so he can't. Just gonna be like, what? Put this guy on the other side of the hill. Alright, you need to come right there. Right, we're now in contact. That's good. That's good. That's good. Get the line up where it needs to be. Run! Can never imagine a situation in this where you do not need to run when you are getting your cannons out. You know what? Hopefully that's close enough. I can start hitting them with canister. Ooh, gosh. You know what? Fire in advance, all of you. Fire in advance. What's the canister shot range? Ooh, yes. Start working my way down the line.
Running, sir.
Alright, come on. Don't sit there and play with these guys. I need you guys to start coming. Yeah, he's gun line. I'm not going to be able to get through it. Yeah, that's fine.
Our men are running, sir.
Undoubtedly. They are taking a lot of fire. Come on, guys. Start doing the thing you need to do. Nice. Now we're skipping some stones. Yeah, they're not going to recover. Rally, men! See, this is where those cannons need to be to start with. I should have been much more aggressive with my placement. Like, I gave... That's what these spurs are for, like this. I should have tried to get them up there. Well, now you know. Right, that's one of those things you live in there around stuff like this, so...
General staff. Our men are running, sir.
I'm not sure they are. Yeah. I thought he said there was a limit on skirmishers. Because that was like more than the limit of skirmishers. Guys, you're retreating right through a cannon. Just gonna point that out right now. If they shoot you, it is not my fault. That guy got drilled. Like, there's not a reality where he survived that. Woof. You know what, man? I'm gonna just force you to come to me, I guess. Like, I don't know what else to do here. Because he's clearly not gonna move. You know, we're just gonna unlimber and relimber back up again, and let's see if we can get him, like, right here. Because, I really don't think he's gonna move. He's just gonna sit there and, like, try and keep blasting me, I guess. Come on. This is such a weird battle. Oh, man, I think that was the last cannon. It's about to not matter one way or the other, that howitzer. Yep.
Infantry! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Open fire! Line infantry!
General Our men are running, sir.
Yep, didn't matter. Didn't matter. So, attacking the front of the line, I mean, they just got immediately massacred. That was not the greatest tactic. So, how do I force... Because this is going to be a pretty typical scenario I'm going to run into. Let's be honest right here. So, how do I make it that this doesn't happen again, right? So, as they ran forward, we had 3 depths of fire. That didn't work. The cavalry coming around the side actually worked pretty well. So... They all died, obviously, but I did take out a lot of his cannons right there. What are these? These are just musketeers. Is it like line infantry? No, I think they actually might be, look what musketeers are. I suspect they're not going to be super high level, and you got Russian Jaegers. Well, this is what I was talking about. The Russians have a lot of people. They're really cheap, but they have low morale. Would say GG to the guy, but oh my gosh. Did those guys not march down the hill this whole time? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that'll lose you a game right there. Good night. That was incredibly dumb. Oh, wow. That's the problem with having that many units on a map this detailed, is you lose track of them. I mean, I love how detailed the terrain is in this and how I'm actually having to, you know, react to it. But that is so dumb of me. So incredibly dumb of me. Yeah, I'm just going to quit that battle and offer to do a rematch. Yeah. God, I can't believe 4 full units of guys were left on the side over there. That is so incredibly dumb. Oh, God. It happens, though. All right. I don't want to put a cannon in the middle. That did not seem to be as effective. So, the French have the concept of the Grande Ordnance, which is represented by a unit in game, where they put all their cannons roughly in the same place, right? That's fine. We can do something similar to that. I don't want to do just a straight line at him again. That did not work. It was a waste of everyone's time to do it that way. So instead, let's do an off-centered assault like that. Yep. Okay. All right, gentlemen. I need you to get up here as fast as possible. Everybody else just walk forward. Oh, he did the same thing this time. Okay. Okay. Yep. So let's put him right here. Got to get in a position, but you want no. What's the extreme? Because he's going to use those howitzers again. I know he is. All right. Yeah, we'll still say right there. That's so funny.
General Staff, sir.
Just giving those howitzers as much time as he can to keep firing, because those things were incredibly deadly. Corner camping, quite literally. You know, part of the multiplayer. So he is pretty bunched up, though. So if I can get my guys there fast enough, it should, because he doesn't have any cavalry to stop me doing this at all. So once my guns are in place, he's going to have a lot of indirect fire, which hopefully I can get around.
General Staff, sir.
This dude's dragging these cannons, just going for it. Slowly dragging those cannons. You got it, boys. Come on. I do love the detail in this game. This is 2010, I think? No. Had to have been before that. I mean, it might have been, honestly. It's just, you know, you can see the detail in the guys. You know, for such an older game, from the sky level, it's gorgeous. It looks like Baroque paintings, you know, with the fog and stuff in the field. Just absolutely gorgeous game. I'll do a ship battle after this. If you guys have never seen the ship battles, this is the game that everybody kind of compares ship battles against. Yeah, we haven't given him anything to shoot at up until now, so actually we're gonna... Yeah, we should get... We don't want to completely... Just like... Oh gosh, instantly, those howitzers.
Like horse artillery! Horse artillery!
Moving out! Come on!
Like horse artillery!
I can't even get a reply out to those howitzers. Here they come again. Yeah, completely wiping every single time. How many of those things did he bring? Is he bringing unicorns? Yep. Oh, he's got the unicorns, which are banned elsewhere. So that's his method. That's the reason these are banned. They're just like crazy high-level howitzers supported by a bunch of dudes. So I'm just like wasting money even bothering to... forget it. Right. So his infantry can't stand up to an assault. I gotta get him in there. Can we speed this up a little or something? Because this is getting a little silly here. I mean, at least do double speed if nothing else. Like, come on, man. I guess otherwise we're going to be watching people walk across a field for a very long time.
Our men
Yeah,
are running,
those
sir.
unicorns. Yeah, that's why people keep saying, you know, unicorns. Because that's the Russian strategy. Sit right there and then blast. So... I suppose we can try and put him in the trees if that comes up again, but that's not a great strategy there. Getting trounced. Okay, so... Because he can't see me when I'm in the trees, but when these guys come through here, they're going to be... Come on, man. I don't want to have to run my guys across the field because I'm going to be exhausted by the time I get there. But otherwise use advanced under cannon fire the whole time. Getting slowly picked apart, so not a lot of great options here. Oh, apparently he can see these. Oh, I physically can't get behind him. That's fun. To speed it up. Nope. Why are you guys not charging? I know I said the word charge. Oh, is it because you're getting shot?
Our men are running, sir.
Yep. Just can't do it. Nope. Completely failed charge. I thought because I was on the trees I could sneak by it. Did not happen. So, yeah, that Russian unicorn strat. That'll do it.
Infantry! Infantry reporting! Sir! Infantry!
Really wish he would speed up time a little here, because otherwise we're going to be watching these guys walk, which, less than ideal. There are supposed to be rules against corner camping for the tournament, but clearly those don't apply to online play. That's what I was saying, that people have been playing this since 2010, so they have got their strategies down pat. You know what? I'm just going to die if I don't run, so I guess we're just going to run here, kiddos. You know, I mean, don't know what else to do.
Infantry!
So where is bare minimum range? Yeah, corner camper. Is every single unit revoiced in their own language? That'd be very cool if so. I'm just not sure if that's the case. I mean, it makes sense. It's not that many languages, but very cool if so. Put you right there.
Yes, sir. Orders.
Yeah, all I can do is just run. Run. Try and put you behind a hill, I guess, but it doesn't matter. Those howitzers will find you anyway.
Infantry reporting. Right away, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what? I'm going to do something weird. We're just going to lock bayonet and run because I don't know what else to do there. We've got to get behind him to get a hold of those guys, but we can't. So,
Sir!
Infantry.
Sir! Our general is under attack!
use that as a screen.
Line infantry. Right away. Into orders. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Infantry report.
Are we at least going to reach their lines? So if they're that close, I
men
don't
are
think the
running,
howitzers
sir.
can fire, but, you know.
General Staff reporting. Yes, sir.
Yeah, can't do much against that. Yeah. Doesn't really matter what. You know, it's funny because in later Total Wars, everyone says, "Hey, use elite units. Don't bother with using crap." But in this one, they're like, "Oh, you need a lot of crap." I wonder if that's actually true. If I'd be better off just with a couple of units of really elite. But then again, they're getting hit by howitzers, so you know, clearly that's not the case.
Line infantry. Line infantry.
Our men are running, sir!
Infantry reporting.
Can't do anything with these guys.
General Staff!
Come on.
To the standard.
Our men are running, sir!
Yeah, this is gonna kill my general, but nothing really else I can do. So, you know, might as well do something fun. They're getting pounded by that artillery otherwise. Yeah, his general staff will come to intersect my general staff. But his micro is not as good as mine. So, come on. What are you doing? Don't wait. Run in. Nope. He caught one of them, and so the entire unit turned around.
Our men are running, sir!
Who's back behind the hill? Did someone get lost again? Oh no, they stopped routing. So, well, that's good. Pick those cannons back up. Yeah, it's amazing
Our
how
men are
long these
running,
battles
sir.
actually last. Like, you have plenty of time to maneuver. That's the really cool thing about these older historical games. You have time to realize you screwed up. Just, you know, the visuals on this, though, you can see when their muskets go off. Like, these huge clouds. I mean, that's gorgeous. And that's the advantage of skirmishers right there, is that they're all firing instead of just that front line. Yep. I think you can see defeat. I can't beat against that guy. I'm really curious what the amount of damage his guys did. Can it tell me his? It can't. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight you again, dude. Like, you're just gonna keep pounding me with howitzers. That's not fun. From the corner. Oh yeah, I mean, that's the thing about games like this, is I will reinstall Empire or Napoleon, you know, once every year or so, just because it's such a different kind of game. 2 artilleries max, no rockets, classic land battle in Dresden. How do I know what rockets? What makes rockets so broken? I'm really curious. It's gonna put land, and we'll do that. I haven't done Austrian Pinnacles. That's one of the ones that they said we can do. Austrian Pinnacles. Nope, nope, nope. Need to give it a name. Or 1 Grand Battery. No, that's still right. Yeah, so that was the Russian strategy. That was incredibly cheap. So, as it was so cheap, let's, artillery, horse artillery. Are they actually called 10-pound unicorn? 20-pound unicorn. Crowning achievement of Russian artillery. 1, 2, 3. Allowed to take 3 of those, and then the rest of the, he said, were, I saw, were musketeers. So that's basic line infantry, and then he had Jaegers, which are quite cheap from him. 5, and then the rest of them line infantry. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess that's all he had, really. He may have done more artillery than this is. But, yeah. We'll try it out, see how it works on my end. See if I can be half as effective at that one. Because those 20-pound unicorns were just messed up, the amount of damage they were doing. And he was doing those high air burst every time, wrecking my army. I think it's one of those, again, though. Yeah, historical games are their own thing. And I think that that's something I really want to see from Total War going forward, is a greater separation between the fantasy and the historical games. I think for better or worse that Total War really got in the habit of replicating the success of Warhammer in other games. They're like, oh, we're going to do Troy. You're going to have these lords that get stat points and are superhumans. We're going to do 3 kingdoms. We're going to have these lords that are superhumans and have stat points. And it's like, okay, well, that's not actually historical games. That's not what this company was built on, really. And there's plenty of room for both of them. It's just trying to shoehorn both in does get a little funky. Why is that red? Like, I've got a really good connection. I pay for it. That's the whole point. So, hopefully going forward, you know, we see a little, you know, they don't have to be the same game. They don't have to replicate the same functions. They don't even have to feel the same. You know, the way building work, the way recruitment work, the way, you know, are you playing an empire or are you playing a person? You know, these are all big changes you can make to a series to really, hopefully encourage people to join in and play, you know? But, again, I think that also expecting the historical titles to do the numbers of the fantasy titles isn't, you know, accurate either. But then again, you're not having to pay the licensing costs from Games Workshop, which I can only imagine are ginormous. I have no idea, but I cannot imagine they're cheap to license an IP like that through Warhammer. Or, you know, theoretically, 40K game or a Lord of the Rings game, and all those. You have to license it, work with a third-party company, and they dictate what you can and can't do, and how much of a cut, and what units you can use, and it just must be exhausting. Versus a historical game, that's just them, and make the choices they want to make. Move on, right? Which would be super cool to see. Austrian's going to go crazy. Yeah, it's about to be all the Jaegers. Just nothing but ranged and some Nothing but ranged there and a couple lancers, I suspect. Yeah, it's learning how to, like I said, this game is surprisingly sweaty. Like, when I realized that when I played the campaign, the basic campaign, I tended to out-technology people. That was sort of my my strategy. I would try and make something, and then, you know, I'd build myself up and then try and go through it really quick. And, kick player, yeah. He's also going to do Russia. Okay, okay. Do Russia on Russia. Interesting. I think I'm just going to have to learn to play against Russia is what I'm hearing right here. That seems to be, like, if it's all howitzers, how do you get around that? I mean, it's cavalry. You have to do all cavalry. I mean, that's the answer. So if you see Russia go all cavalry? I don't know. Oh, man, that's what Austrian Pinnacles looks like? Oof. Oof. Yeah. Okay. Didn't realize that, so this is not going to be a fun map to play on for a lot of reasons. Okay, go ahead and unlimber all those, because they're not going to be doing anything else this game but sitting right there and then bombarding from range, apparently. And you kind of got to hopefully not protect them too much. All right. Okay. And you three go right here with Jaeger-tastic and play. And this is going to be a really weird map because it's all... Yeah, it's a ridge in the middle with a lot of like weird sightline blockers. I did not know what the map looked like. So this is one of the official maps we have to kind of play on. And this is another one where I think melee or very powerful short-ranged guys would be incredibly useful. You know what? I don't know. I'm just going to walk forward, see what happens. I'm sure that is a bad strategy. I do not have a better one. It's funny because, all right, so they're already firing. So I guess they have visualization over whatever this is, right? Where I don't. So are my guys firing too? Yeah, they are. Yep, he's running to position. That's probably a better move here. I need to run. Like to block some of this stuff off. Otherwise, he's going to have all of it. So, gotta run. Gotta run, boys. You know what? Nope, it's going to happen in the middle here. I can already tell. So, let's head up that way. Yep. Guy getting these positions quickly. I saw us reading like, yeah, be aggressive. Be aggressive. Yeah, so what does that look like here? Yeah, same sort of thing. A lot of musketeers and stuff like that. Compared to him, I am much more bunched together here, which I have learned is not a good thing. About to happen is I'm actually so bunched. Is this his? Oh man! Great move there. Completely unguarded. That was my fault. I assumed he wouldn't bring any cavalry like a numbnuts because that's why I played against a second ago. Honestly, just excellent work on his part. Wonderful flank. If I had thought about it, I could have turned and done a canister shot right into him, but I didn't. Yep, too late to respond. He's already silenced mine. Excellent move on his part. Ah, I really wish you could tell that guy that one. Ah, no chat. GG, man. That was a nice move on his part. Wonderful use of his cavalry. So yeah, I got trapped in the thought, like, playing into that corner camp the last time. I was like, oh, clearly that's going to happen again. Nope. Nope. And so, yeah, 2 of my guns are gone, but his are still here, happy as can be, right? So. And he's completely thrown me out of formation, so.
Our men are running, sir.
I'm sure they are. Getting handed to them right here. You guys really need to start dropping some stuff right there. That'd be great. I have extra range. I don't know why I'm sitting there like trading pot shots with those guys. It's completely useless to me. Play my game, not his game. Yeah, I'm too reactionary so far. Like, I really need to have it where I am being better about, again, why am I playing that game? Like, let him take that if he wants it that badly. Find a different thing to do here. Okay, so let me go quickly.
Our men are running, sir.
And it's one of those things, they say Napoleonic battles are a lot more like chess, and they really are. It's like you got to think those motions 3 ahead, and I'm not great at that, even at the best of times. When it comes to Total War games, I have a strategy, and I kind of stick to it until it stops working, and then I just die, which obviously does not work here. Yeah, he's got his Jaegers coming in and all that, so. Yeah, outclassed, outplayed, man. And that's the thing, like I said, people have been playing this game for a very long time. So it is not surprising that I'm running into some pretty high-level players here, if they're still playing it after all this time. You know what? Are yours not guarded now? They're not, so. No, that's not what I want. I want you guys to be here. You are the one here, because his now shouldn't be guarded also. Urgh, why does he keep doing that? Just want you. Yeah.
Our men are running, sir.
No, no! Ah, quickly go! No! What are you doing? Don't go that way! Don't go that way! Don't go that way! You're just gonna die! They died. Who dis? They dead. What is the range of canister shot on these guys? Is it still pretty close? Yeah, it's still pretty close. They're close enough now. I'm actually able to hit those guys. Let's see. Oh, you just got immediately, yeah. You get caught by that crossfire, man. Dead. Man, it's such a different style of game. Like, the cavalry's effective, but fragile. It's like, this really is a whole different style of gameplay than what I'm used to. Like, even like Warhammer, like, there's sort of like a much more melee armor focus. Here, it's just big blocks moving around. It's such a drastically different game. Woof. And if you played Empire, I do think the battles of Napoleon feel better. I mean, they definitely refined a lot of what was going on there. So, if you're interested to pick one of them up, this is probably the better fight experience. Yeah, I don't think I can win this. No, there's not a version of reality where I can win this. Is he just outside of canister range? I bet he is. He is. Look at that. He knows what he's doing. Targeted fire. That guy's quite good. Well, I don't know if he's good or not. He's just kicking my butt. Yeah, he really is. The area of denial on that one. He put his guys immediately where they needed to go. I mean, superior play on that one. Far better than what I'm doing. So, I mean, it's definitely take some notes. Don't shoot yourselves. Can you shoot that? I'm not sure you can. Let's find out. I think they can. This is a grape shot, by the way. So you take a bunch of tiny little iron musket balls, shove them down a barrel, and then fire. Come on, do it. Do it! Right. It's very effective at close range. Come on, do it. Why aren't you firing? Maybe in like that little blind spot where they can't turn to fire anymore. It feels like they shouldn't be, though. Are we down so many people that we can't at this point? You know, I just want to show you guys grape shot, and I was going to kind of concede here, but, oh yeah, he knows what's up. He knows what's up. It's interesting. So they're using that skirmish formation, and even these little, you know, grape shot, which is just tremendously powerful, is just making no dent whatsoever because they're spacing so
All
loose.
hope is lost, sir. This battle is almost done.
Oh, yeah. No, that was he outclassed, outplayed, man. Woof. Give it to him. Unicorns obviously do a lot of damage. A lot of these guys did nothing. Not the strategy for me. Don't like it. I'm gonna try something else. Let's see. Let me go back to Austrian Homestead. Was it? That's the one we gotta do. So. Oh, it kicked him. It kicked him. I didn't mean to do that. Let's see. Enjoyed the Ottomans. I don't know what Portugal or Spain, Sweden, the Netherlands, Denmark's specializations are. Let's see if we can click this one out. Oh, it's that guy again. Yeah. So, sharpshooters, skirmishers. Denmark seems to have a much. Okay, so there's just less options basically. They're all kind of the same, just less options attached. Portugal, grenadiers, infantry. Again, even less. That's the Peninsular campaign. Arm a straight swords whose cavalry are competent troops. Pretty cheap as well compared to some of the other ones we've seen. 400 militia line. Yeah, so you just get less options overall compared to other things, which makes sense, right? So 400, so you have a lot more. You know what? I'm going to test my theory about the different troops. Like, is it better to have some really powerful guys or not? We're going to call this Oops All Scots. Apparently, no, we can't do Oops All Scots. But there's more Scots, don't worry. Nope, no, still. As many Scots as possible. Gosh, those howitzers are really annoying. But I also, it's funny, because, like, the cannons are clearly effective, but not at the same time. And I'm not really sure how to deal with that, because, like, you know, when the howitzers are raining on you, great, you know, it really does help. But so he's going to come in with lancers, let's assume here, right? So heavy King's German Legion, dragoon guards. Okay, that's lots of guys. And then I'm gonna just add some more experience to those guys. I don't know. This is not a pro tip build at all. This is just, okay, so these guys should win. So they're melee of 9. So I mean, their melee is pretty top notch across the board here. And then we got these guys. I don't know, we'll try it. I mean, the assumption is he's going to have a lot of Jaegers, and then these guys come in. So if I can get these guys in quick, into melee, whack him, you know, just hit him with that, and then hit them with horses. That's the assumption. I have no cannons, so I cannot win a cannon battle. But it feels like the cannons are not very effective on these weird corner camp maps like this. I don't know. These are interesting choices for multiplayer maps, because really, you can't use their artillery as well as you want to. Except howitzers. Oh, yeah, I love the Scots. Love me some Scots. It's funny. Oh, you're downloading it. Awesome, man. Cool to play with me next round. All right, Alder the Cat. I will definitely do that. So I'll boot this guy next round. All right, so let's just go. Let's just go. I don't know. Let's just go. Not a great strategy. So you got to win the cavalry battle initially, and then after you win the cavalry battle, you can go from there. I mean, that's how this works, like in Alexander terms. So we'll see. Yeah, I love the Scots. Scottish history is fascinating. Like, whenever, especially in like Medieval 2, I played as Scotland. In Empire Total War, I downloaded a mod so I could play as Scotland. And Scotland in the 1700s is fascinating with the Jacobite Rebellion. You know, the last major battle on British soil. They're using clansmen to run in to attack. And it's one of those things you're like, oh, they did so poorly, a bunch of idiots, blah, blah, blah. Why would you run into musket fire? They did a pretty good job. The idea is that when they covered the ground, as much as possible, that, you know, you try and limit the amount of time that you will be exposed to gunfire, pretty much, by running through it. It's the same thing the hoplites did at Marathon back in the day. You know, the concept here is always to minimize exposure to gunpowder, you know, the guns firing at you. And it worked relatively well. You know, the Klansmen actually reached the lines in several places, especially on the right flank. And the right flank was wavering. You know, they were doing a bang-up job. But, I mean, that army, the Battle of Culloden, is definitely one that was not going to win. They were undersupplied and 13 billion other problems with leadership. They've been standing there just taking grape shot because, you know, just eating the cannon fire because their guys didn't know what to do. So it definitely runs into a problem there of leadership as well. Yep, he's doing area denial areas as well. Okay, so I need these guys to lickety-split. Okay, I want someone up here as fast as possible. Go. And then you guys, yeah, so what I'm seeing is this initial run is really important to get people where they need to go, because if they're not doing that, you're basically just letting your enemy dictate positioning on the battlefield, which is going to be a no-go. Yep, and he's already got position.
Infantry reporting.
So anything that comes after this, I am now walking into where he wants me to go
Yes, sir.
versus where I want to go, because those are not the same thing. Yep. So he's already got the uphill advantage. Stop. Don't try and charge up it. It's a waste of time.
Infantry reporting. Right away.
So the best I can do right now is trying to get around behind these guys. So he's got musketeers. Or no, he's got lancers, which we figured he would have. gonna... Man, I went really wide here. It's kind of funny because you don't really realize how wide you've gone until that happens. Alright, so I'm going to lose this exchange initially because he's got Lancers, which are far better on the charge. You guys need to come over here as soon as possible. Oh yeah, there's cover mechanic. I forgot there's cover in this game. All possible in every position.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah. Okay, where are they running? They lost that exchange initially, but they're winning it now. No, don't want to lose my general that way. Don't want to lose my general that way. That'd be a stupid way to lose my general. Already did. Shit. Shoot. And the thing is, like, it's like they slow down in the face of that fire and it messes with you every time. Like, I'm like, oh, he's clearly going to be able to break through. Hard no. Just hard.
Our men are running, sir.
Infantry.
Really? Okay, well.
Line companies, ready.
They formed square. Excellent work on that. Yep, I'm just, gonna die again. I'm already locked out right there. Nothing I can do. Yeah, so the importance of getting your guys into position faster is really interesting.
Our men are running, sir.
Line ready, sir. Line companies, ready. Line ready, sir.
Yeah, so that's just not going to work at all right there. Let's see if he's distracted enough he did not notice me coming up behind him with the cavalry this time. He did not appear to. Nice. So good. Alright, so he's going to get into... no. Right, so... Get him back out. Get him back out. He got his other guys in a square fast enough. But now, I can use my guys to fire into theirs. You know what? I'm saying about doing this, so let's do it. Let's block and go in, because that's what these guys are good at, right? Right. While that's going on, keep firing.
Our men are running, sir.
Actually, you know what? Can we get into these guys? These are the problems right here. So let's go over here and make that happen. Oh yeah, that charge failed dramatically. No, that was completely useless. But it's okay. Yeah, they just got hit by a burst right there, so they're done. And that's the battle. So that's the thing about those Lancers. Lancers are excellent anti-cab. They just run in and they're done. So Dragoons really should not be fighting Lancers. Another thing learned. And it's weird to say learning, but that's exactly what's happening here. Like, I'm kind of figuring this out as we go. Because it's, a lot of it's not intuitive. Like I said, it's not any other game that has Lancers. I mean, there's sort of shock cavalry, but not at the same time. I don't know. Okay, come on. Yeah, I mean, we've lost already, but, you know, we'll play a bit longer here. Because I cannot imagine a version of this where we manage to actually kill some folks. Yeah, no, we're done. Thought I was going to have him when I got around behind him there with cavalry superiority, but he got me. He got me. All right. Hey, Chevis, how you doing up there? Let's see, close. I'm training for a tournament. For anyone that doesn't know this, there's a friendly tournament. Friendly. Between some folks, Total War called a bunch of the people that do YouTube, and they asked us all to be in a friendly tournament with no prize money, which means it's just for bragging rights, which means everyone's going to be super try hard about it. And so I'm practicing up a little bit here. You know, they were saying Prussia is pretty good. I don't recall what Prussia is good at in this game, so let's see if we can figure it out. They seem to have a pretty... So maybe they have good light? Was it? Like, not skirmishers, but just light? Yeah, so Prussian Fusiliers light infantry, so that's a unique light infantry, so that's sort of their unique guy. That makes sense. Light cavalry, lancer cavalry. So yeah, they have a lot more lancers and a lot less heavy cavalry, which is what the British have. Well, we now know that the benefit of lancer cavalry. Swift... You know what? Let's do... So I think someone said they had 65% still downloaded. No worries. Yeah, so if anybody else has downloaded or has it, we'll kind of go right here. And it's funny because every single one of those maps is sort of bad for various things. Like, it's not like an open field battle where you can just do an open field battle thing. You have to really play very differently than what I expected here. But that worked better than I expected, considering it was just, you know, higher tier infantry guys. I wonder what the Grand Battery does, because one of the points of contention was how many of these things we can take. So just one Grand Battery. We'll say just one Grand Battery. Skirmishers, light infantry, just regular line infantry. So someone said take 3 old guards and then as many just line infantry as you can hold. It's funny when there's so many of these things, it's actually kind of hard to keep track. All right, so think remove 1 old guard if at all possible. So that gives us 3 points of inspire, because you can have them 3 different places on the battlefield. They have a radius around them that inspires people. That's good. And we'll these out. Voltgear skirmishers versus light infantry. So this is one of those questions of skirmishers versus light infantry. So these have a 100 range, 60 accuracy, 100 range, 40 accuracy, but there's 90 of them as opposed to 60. So it's that classic thing again of how many, 2, 3, 4. So we have a maximum of 5 of those, so let's do that. And no cavalry. Well, we already know that's a problem. So maybe a unit of old guard? No, that doesn't make sense. Let's go into 3 skirmishers and see if we can pick up some lancers. Dragoon, 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 lancer, 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 cuirassier, heavy, heavy. Yeah, the more expensive stuff is always going to be. How much are these? Heavy cavalry. So 12 and 44 versus 8 and 38. It's honestly not that big of a difference between the two. Kind of interesting in and of itself. Attack of 10 doesn't have a charge bonus. These do have charge bonus. All right. And then we'll put another... All right, there we go. That'll work. All right. Let's see if anyone joins us for the French army. I really am curious what this thing does. So, oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Why is it like shift click in this one to see it? Alt click. Just click, click. It's not right click because that removes it. Right click here. Left click here. I want to see information about it. Right click. No. Nope, none of those are it. And I know that right clicking here is going to remove it. Huh. I don't know how to bring up the extra information panel. Kind of weird. Because normally you can find out, oh, this is the other stuff that it does. It has additional gunpowder, additional whatevers. And that's where you find that. But nope, can't figure it out. I'm looking up the rules for the sea battles. Because I really do want the third battle to be a sea battle. Just because they're incredibly interesting to watch. I think we have time for one more land battle. Then we'll do 2 sea battles after this. All right. What are the rules rules for sea battles. Sea battles. Maximum of 5 ships. Wind strength. Any strength. West or east. Any map, because they're all water. Yeah, 3 artillery pieces, 5 light infantry. Please ensure that you are actually moving around. Yeah, that's fair. All right, it's Dara. Hello, it's Dara. It's Dara. Sacre bleu. Yeah, the French have such an interesting history, and I've been to France once when I was 18, and it was during the heat wave, like the hottest day on record during the summer in July, where everything started breaking. It was miserable. I think it was like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It was like one of the hottest days in French history, and I was there during that for 3 or 4 days. And so the streets reeked of urine, just horrifyingly bad, because the sewage system's overheating and all that. Like it's no one's fault, but it was miserable, and it has always kind of tainted my view of France a little bit, because that's all I can remember, and I hate that. French history is incredibly interesting, especially the early Franks. They really are the Frankish Empire until the 1600s, but I mean, incredibly weird but interesting culture that creates the Normans. It creates the Three Musketeers, honor and fighting and things like that. And then as a kid, they had a reputation for being like cowards and stuff, which is so weird because it's so anti-French history. I remember learning all this as I'm growing up and researching more history, and it's, because they didn't want to be involved in the Afghanistan War and the Iraq War, or, these other things. And someone else said, look, they just went through 2 world wars and their own Vietnam. Shockingly, not interested to be a part of other conflicts for a little bit. And it's difficult for a young person to understand that, the national identity, what the country values about itself changes like that. But obviously, Napoleonic era, France versus the entirety of Europe by itself. It's just wild they're able to do things like that at certain points. All right, it's Dara. You got to ready up. You got to click the button. If you're watching the stream, you got to click it. Sweden and Greenland. Sweden is on my list of things I want to see. I want to do a Viking tour at some point. I want to go see the Gothenburg Viking ship. Apparently Denmark has a lot of really cool Viking sites as well. But going through Norway around the coast and all that, I constantly having to make maps and things for the various stuff I work on, and have to sort of look to see how the layout of things worked. And the Norse area of Norway, I'm gonna do it for you guys so you can see Norway going into Sweden, just fascinating, because Norway's basically giant mountains all the way down the middle. So it really changes how... Okay, yeah, so that's not gonna work there, is it? This thing's gonna be slow as hell, too, to get where it needs to go. Okay. Oh, gosh. This is about to be a bad decision. Okay, there's 2 ways of playing this. Question is he going to try and take the high ground, or is he going to, or she, going to sit back? And I don't know yet. So I'm not going to deploy this. I'm going to move it forward to there if possible. So we're going to see if this works. If it does, we're in a good position to hit him if he stays back. If he rushes forward, this is going to be a bad movement. But that's okay. We're trying. Trying new things, trying to learn how. What I've learned from this, basically, though, is I have no chance in hell of winning tomorrow. Not a bit. Unless Andy is just terrible at this game. Which is possible, because he's younger than me, so he's less likely to have played it. So I can play the age and experience card. Yes, clearly, age and experience are what's going to win tomorrow. Not blind luck. Honestly, the Ottoman all-melee strategy is the best option I've had so far. It's just cheap as hell. Russian strat is interesting. That's sort of crummy. All right, come on. Go, 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 go. Okay, same thing. Can you guys run? Nope, you can't. That's as fast as you go. All right, he is corner camping. That's fine. That's fine. He doesn't want to move. Okay, that's cool. Get up here. Deny him these spaces because that's fine by me. Let me take position here. Unless he has a bunch of howitzers. In which case this is going to suck. What does he have? What do we got? What do we got? We got 9-pound foot artillery that is going to take forever to deploy. Another horse artillery that he's not advancing forward fast enough with. A couple of light dragoons I should be able to run away with. And besides that, it's all line and light foot. Light foot. Interesting. Okay. I want that ridge right there. That's where I want my guys. Right there. As fast as I can get them. And you guys are not going to go fast enough to make that work. Okay, same thing here. I need you guys up here sooner rather than later. Deny that position. Go. Deny this position. The trees are your friends, folks. Go. Okay. Again. Run. Go. And when we get here, we'll deploy stakes or something. Because, what's the problem? Why are we going so slow? This feels like this keeps happening. Just because you're running in knee-deep snow over the Alps does not mean you're allowed to go slowly while you do it. Gosh, the worst. Yeah, sure. Okay, plenty of guys going that way. Let's have you guys go this way. Sneak these horses down here. Let's see what's going on. He's bringing all his horses to one side. Figures. Okay. I need you guys over here sooner rather than later. I don't want to lose my horse to this. Okay, so we're going to do this. Watch this. Let's see if this works, right? Come on, you guys need to run those. This is not going to work otherwise. Come on. So I think we can deploy stakes right here. Let's see if this works. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Hurry, hurry, hurry. It's not going to work if you don't run. So, because he's about to come right here and then try to do a flank. Alright, guys, you got to go now or this is not going to work. Come on, go. 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go. This is not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Oh, no. Go. You gotta get in position faster. You gotta get in position faster. Why are you not advancing in rank? Do it! Do it, you Muppets! Alright, deploy stakes. There we go. So he's hunting my artillery right now is what's happening. So we're going to need to protect it until it gets into position right here. Alright. Okay. Alright, we'll keep walking forward, because that's what we can do right now. Advance from tree to tree. Run up here. Let's get these stakes down to stop them trying to sneak around behind us. That's clearly what they're trying to do. Alright, you guys have got plenty far ahead right here. Pause right here for a second, honestly, because this is getting a little wonky. had to dedicate so much to getting these guys. Yeah, come on. We can keep advancing now. The world's slowest artillery. Right. Eventually, it's gonna come around here and do something with those guys. So it's just a matter of time at this point. I'm having to dedicate so many resources to dealing with the cavalry right there that it's actually starting to cripple me. Good though. I mean, that's awesome. That's exactly what he should be doing. That's great. You know, it's controlling the battlefield, forcing me to react to it. I have to get to this ridge. I was in the wrong place. So it's funny, you know, you don't see it here on the ground, but it's like, I'm going to deploy right here. Thump, thump, thump. Right. Got to deploy right here. Otherwise, I'm not going to see anything. I'm spending so many resources trying to protect this, these guys that, this is causing infinite problems here. Right down the middle, right there. Less than ideal, but we'll do it. I win the initial, but I don't win the extended. Good, that should wipe out that group. Yep, good. And we'll now swing around and come back and hit the other ones. Good, that caught that again. It's good. So I keep charging them. And you guys need to get over here sooner rather than later to get in position to fire. Alright, are we in a position you guys can actually do something now? For the first time in the battle? I guess you need to get over there fast. Otherwise you're gonna get drilled. Ooh, that's a bad idea. That's called my guys are going to get shot.
Our men are running, sir.
That was a waste of guys. That was really dumb of me. Okay, won that battle. Awesome. So, let's now bring all of this back over here.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Yeah, I bet they are. Okay. Yeah, this whole time to get set up. Let's see you actually do something now. Come on. What can you do? All that time dragging your butt up here, what are you capable of?
A glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours. The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
just the worst. Ugh. You can't because he's stupid ill. Hilarious. Hilariously bad. Alright, good. So.
Sir! Sir! Our general is under attack!
Is he? Okay, apparently they are taking fire over there, so that's good to know. Alright. Looking a little better here this time. Just foot for the line. Yeah, so we don't want to charge those guys until we have to there. So otherwise just gonna get murdered. Although we're getting a lot of wavering over here. I think it's worth it.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Oh no, fire into that. Look at that mass of guys. Yes. All the firing. What's happening here? Are we running or are we just doing a general fallback and rally? I feel like we're doing a general fallback and rally. Okay, so, because that's happening. Hit squad. Kill his general. Okay, yeah, because I'm pretty bad out of position now. Alright. Just keep firing out that way. See if he realizes too late what's happening here. Who I'm actually going for. No, he's running. But he's heavy, so we should be able to catch him, I hope. No!
Our men are running, sir!
Yeah, no, it didn't work. Because these guys are under missile attack, and so it stuns them. Come on, that stinks. 2 units weren't able to get to him right there. That's so screwy. Lame. Lame. Everybody. You guys are running away. You don't count. They don't count. Let's be honest here. Glad you love them, man. Yeah, it's fun. I'm designing a couple more videos right now. Just getting into making some occasionally more historical stuff. I'm working on one about. It was a series I've been working on for some time. It's called Weapons of War. Just a short little video talking about various little bits and bob. I want to do one on the Plumbata, the Pilum, the Hoplon, or the Aspis. You know, it's just sort of a different way of looking at this stuff instead of just saying, oh, here's a Total War unit. It's like, well, here's Total War and helping to explain what this thing actually is. Can I hit their cannons from here? I bet I can. That's pretty good. Let's see if I can bomb all of theirs. Where are my old guard guys? Yeah, I was about to say, the gentleman should be doing the heavy lifting right here. I think he's starting to take hits. We'll see. Okay, barrage. Yeah, he got a far better field of view on what's happening right here than I did. Pull back to his cannon, which was a very smart move to sort of give his guys as much options as possible. But Hit his cannons. It won't matter, but I'm not hitting his cannons. General down there just to... I really hate running in front of cannons, but I think we're gonna be okay right here. Yeah, we're okay. It takes so long to limber, unlimber. Like, we can move them up, but I feel like the battle's gonna be over before then. It's fine. So what we gotta do is what we gotta do, you know? Yep, okay, yeah, they're routing. My guy coming right near them here. So apparently the Old Guard also cause fear wherever they go, is what somebody said. So wherever they, it's a, you know, for the Warhammer term, but wherever they go, the morale drops around them. Okay, you guys need to... Someone take care of that guy. Try this again. Redeploy right there. It's, yeah, on this map, it's just it's so hilly. I mean, unless you're taking howitzers, that's about the only thing useful to do here. Yeah, right.
One of our units has used all its ammunition,
I bet it has. It's been a long battle, man. Slowly pushing him back here, God. But alright, so his cannons are silenced. That's good. I think it's time to redress our line and bring the rest of our guys up. You know, get into a good solid line here, and then kind of let my cannons come back into play. Like, there's no reason to overextend ourselves right now. Like, we're in a clear victory position. I mean, it's coming down to the wire, but we don't want to overextend ourselves, right? So, yep, here we go. And remember these. Here we go. So we should have a good clear view all the way down to his army there. You need to back up. That's not what I asked you to do. Just give everybody a second here to sort of catch up. Connection to Steam was lost. Uh-huh. Yeah, sure it was. Yeah, so that counts as not a victory for me, even though we were winning right there. So, connection to Steam lost is the classic, yeah. Fine. Whatever. Battle list. Host battle. Sea battle. What do we say? 4 ships max, or was it 5 ships max? That was a pretty good battle, though, on my part. I finally got the gist of it that time. It was a good battle, though. Really, it was. All right, what did I say? 5 ships max. Here we go. All right. Large, 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 large. Moderate breeze, westerly. Westerly, moderate breeze, westerly. That's what it says. Moderate breeze, westerly. Ooh, the Caribbean. Pretty waters. All right. I know nothing about how this works, so I assume you get the most expensive ship you can. Yeah, I guess that's just all you do. You just, as successful as you can. They tripped on their Ethernet cord. Yeah, sure they did. So if anyone wants to hop in for this naval battle, I think it's the last thing we have time for. And I gotta go pick up a kid in a minute. Which where's my phone? Oh, there it is. You're gonna hear an alarm go off in a moment. It's the daily. Hey, don't forget you have a child alarm. So definitely gotta make sure to go get her. But yeah. So I got time for one more. 5 ships max, and it's funny because I mean, I guess that's what are these are. What I say, 3490, 3950. Say we switch over to France. 4170. It's actually a little more expensive, which is sort of interesting. I wonder why. I don't know. Ironclad. 2, 5. All right. So just as many guns as we can possibly bring to bear. Comrade frigate, sloops, 5th line. Yeah, it's. I think. Oh, actually, we can upgrade experience and stuff on these, can't we? Otherwise, we have just letting stuff hang out there. Now, this is a weird one. So this is one of those, if you guys on stream want to jump in for this one, this is fine. This is just weirdly tournament rules specific. They're like, hey, you got a 5-ship minimum. I think it's because it can get a little weird. The ship battles can last quite a while, so this makes it a little more interesting, I suspect. All right. Well, come on. Who's going to join? Yeah, so going back to the battles of launchers abound from the last tournament, which they didn't show. So one of them, he had just 1 unit of Eastern Spearmen, maxed out. And I brought this great Spartan army. It's by far my best army against this. And he threw that at it. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, that was my best, like, phalanx combination. And I just wasted on that guy. So it came back again with some Sassanids, or something like that. One was the gray face. I always mess up. It's basically just Alexander's army plus some elephants. Seleucids. And great. That was a really tight fight. Really nice balanced army with elephants and stuff like that. Like 2 units of elephant thrown in. He brings nothing but headhunters. Nothing but British headhunters. And because it's a high-powered javelin, it destroyed those elephants. Like, it was just nothing but 20 headhunters, and I could not kill it. Just destroyed me. Absolutely ripped me apart. All right. Nobody's taking the bait on this one, so I guess I'm just going to do it as a versus the computer, because there's not as much happening on these anyway. Because I just want to see how... It's been a while since I've done one of these battles like this. Sea battle. Then, like I said, Caribbean, large, dry, afternoon, 20 minutes, moderate breeze to the west. Enjoy the Brits after they do win this engagement in the end, so that's fun. Sloop. Ironclad. 2, 4, 5. Play against France on this. Why not? 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Back over to me, and then we'll upgrade the heck out of ourselves. 2, 3, 4 until we got one really super guy, and then another. Right. So 2 super tricked out ones. I do wonder if the ironclads are better than this. I think the ironclads are paddle boats, and so maybe they don't have to fight the same way. Does that make sense? So they don't have to worry about wind as much. I'm not sure on that, though, so I'll be curious what difference that makes in a second. All right, start the battle. Because wind makes a difference in the sea battles. Like, when you go in, it pushes you, so you obviously go faster if you go west with the wind than if you go against the wind. And you can trim how much sail you have in this game.
Maneuver compass used for fine-tuning.
Thank you. Right. So the wind is currently blowing westerly from the west. Okay, so it's all going to go that way.
Its top half will cause your vessel
and
to sail straight ahead or turn left.
I guess,
or right.
yeah. All right. So we'll do the
Sail
classic.
icon in the center
One in the
of lower
front.
half
One on either
indicates
side.
whether you are in full sail, half sail,
Kind of stagger just a little bit so you don't
battle,
shoot
or full
yourselves.
sail.
But there you
Sails can be
go.
adjusted up or down
4,
with the
1,
plus
2, 3,
and
4,
minus
5.
buttons
All right.
to either side of the sail status icon.
Let's do it like this. We have a ship of the line coming slightly after each time there. The assumption is that when we run into the other person, this will matter a lot less. All right, so let me see these ironclads. What does it mean by ironclad here? Is it just heavy armor? Yeah. Okay, so we got grape shot, chain shot, round shot, fire at will, board ship, and then broadside left, broadside right, trim amounts. All right. Increase all sail. Beginning the battle here. Full sail. Sails are at full. All right, he's going to come at me as a straight line. That's pretty standard thing to do, let's be honest. So he's going to do one pass, basically. If I do this right, he gets captured in the middle here and gets shot a whole bunch, but we'll see. We will see. All right, we're going to speed this up because these do take a little bit of time to sail down there. All right, yeah, so he's puttering along. So because we're not going into with the wind, all right, so he's turning with the wind here, so we should be able to sort of swoop in, and that'll increase our speed significantly. But yeah, that ironclad's just puttering along. Okay. All right. All right. And once he gets in, these are the extreme range. Ooh, that was good, though. Good hits. Alright, guys, keep going straight here. We're going to try and get full broadsides with as little retaliation as possible. So that's still recharging. Good. Alright, you're gonna have to broadside as well. Come on, do it, 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 do it. Oh, I didn't do it. There it goes. Fire will engage. This guy's just getting peppered on the other guy here, so that's no good. Can you? Oh, that's cool. Press insert so you can go into the Fall the Samurai. It lets you actually fire the weapons independently. So come on, keep him in, keep him in, keep him in, keep him in, keep him in. Fire it. Boom. Nice. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny because clearly I'm trying right here, and it's I see why it's like 5 ships maximum. It's a lot to have to keep track of. Boom. You know what? Let's fire into the rigging here. So this attacks the rigging as opposed to the ship, so it should limit
One of our
his.
ships is destroyed from the fight.
Really? Oh, all right, missed that. Sorry. Okay, so the white bar above their heads is how much rigging they have left. So if I do this correctly, they kind of have to sit there and not fight. But at the same time, you know, there is a certain level here of you just got to beat them. So this is going to grape, which should cause more damage than not. Come on. So that takes out the crew. Oof. Yeah, people talk about the Age of Sail and things like that, and there are many things that periods of history I'm super interested in. This is one that's barbaric. I mean, especially in the Napoleonic era, you're just marching huge numbers of people into a meat grinder. This is wild.
One of our ships is withdrawing from the fight.
Yeah, I bet it is. I'm doing terribly. You're just hanging out over there, aren't you? Oof. Love the way it hits right there. You see him rock back and forth. That's such cool physics. So when they made this game, they actually went to the Royal Naval Yards in Bristol and scanned a lot of the ships to have as most accurate depictions of these ships as possible. The detail that the Total War people put into these games really is astounding. And I've always been incredibly impressed by that. You know what? We could try and board the ship, but I'm not sure it's going to improve anything.
One of our
if we board
ships
the
is
ship.
withdrawing from the fight.
Yeah, destroyed. And 3, 2, 1. Stopped him dead. Alright. Click board, see what happens. Because I got more guys, I think, than that ironclad, so... This is one of the weirder things, especially if you played like Rome 2. They'll circle each other and not board for a while, which is a little annoying. 3, 2, 1. Trigger it. Boom. Alright, and then I said...
One of our ships is withdrawing from the fight.
Did it count as destroyed? Yeah, it destroyed before I was able to actually get it, which stinks. He's hanging out over here? How you doing, buddy? Want to see what's going on, huh? Didn't really have any strong opinions about the fight one way or the other. Just wanted to sit over here, see, smell some gunpowder, enjoy some sea salt. Yeah, so like I said, insert. Yeah, no, you can't. That was one of the cool things in Fall of the Samurai. You could control the bombardments, and taking control of the Gatling gun is still one of the cooler experiences. All right, let's board this ship. Let's see if it lets me. So we'll throw grappling. I should see him throw some grappling hooks here in a second. Yep, oh, there they go. It's really cool. But unfortunately, it leaves me open to, like, everything you can imagine, you know, in the meantime here. But, yeah, I've got more guys, so it's a slight advantage. But you'll notice that they're coming up on this side, just railing me while that's happening there. Yeah, they've already broken. But still, I mean, that's a naval battle. I mean, it's pretty different as far as naval battles go, especially compared to the later Total War games. There's no ramming or things like that, really. They're odd. People request them to come back in some of the recent games, like, you know, the Warhammer series, and they have their own sort of tabletop naval battle game, but it plays so differently from the rest of the game that it is a bit of a shock to come in. Like, notice all the strategies were completely different there, positioning and all that. It's a whole different game, really, which is why, you know, a lot of times it is a different game. But, yeah. All right, folks. Thank you for the training stream. I don't think I'm going to do very good, let's be honest about it. But I've got better ideas about how the game works now, at least, and especially on positioning of artillery and importance of artillery. And if someone plays Russia, just bring nothing but cavalry and try and ride them down. It's just important to know what sort of the cheapo strategies are right there you have to watch out for. But thanks for tuning in today. I really appreciate you guys showing up. And, yeah, it's one of those that hopefully will work out pretty well. It's fun stuff for sure. All right. And, yeah, that is today's training stream. Like I said, I think the ERAS Clash is either... I record mine tomorrow. I'm not sure we're going to play it, but... I'll be back again in, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. The next one I'm playing is Pharaoh, which has a little more in my wheelhouse as far as like understanding how the infantry works and all that. But yeah, looking forward to it. And there we go. All right, guys, have a good one out there. Thanks for joining today.